welcome to episode 27 of the Books, Hooks and Yarn knitting podcast. My name is Crystal. This is Jasmine. Aren't she? Yeah. We are here in southeast Victoria, where I live with my husband and my two daughters, and those two daughters are the reason I am here in my bedroom right now instead of out in front of my beautiful yarn cupboard where I would like to be recording. It is Friday, the 8th of October. We've finished remote learning and everything for the day, and I've finished teaching for the day and everything, and it was just yeah, they're quite happy. One's having a nap and the other one's quite happy watching TV, so I thought I would relocate myself instead of trying to relocate her. And someone was quite happy to come in and have some cuddles with me, so she might just sit here with me while I podcast, while I record. It's okay. There we go. Sorry if this wobbles a bit. I do have the tripod set up on the bed. I do have a cup of tea with me today in my new skull mug, which I'm a little bit obsessed with because I've always been into Halloween, and I feel like the older I'm getting, the less apologetic I have to be about it. My kids love to dress up, and the eldest especially loves all things spooky and scary and just downright weird and freaky. So Halloween is right up her alley. So I've embraced that, and I'm kind of really secretly happy about it because it means I get to embrace my love of Halloween as well. I've always been a little bit jealous of how into it Americans and the UK get. It's really cool to see the way they dress up and they do the streets up. I mean, life can be really droll sometimes, so why not add a bit of excitement and fun by dressing up and trying to scare people? Like, I think it's amazing. Anyway, enough about that. I have no finished objects there. I almost did. No, that's not even quite true. I've been knitting so much, but I've been switching between lots of different projects. So, I mean, I don't even know where to start really. Okay, so I guess the thing I'm working on the most at the moment, I only just started these. I hadn't started them last Friday yet. I spoke to you guys about them, but I hadn't started them yet. They are the Yin and Yang Kitty Socks by Inorganic. I'll link everything below like I always do, and even on my Instagram you'll see that I've been knitting these. So this is a kitty sock for Mel of Down Under Dye's cat-along that she's doing at the moment. So they have a kitty on the toes, or before the toes. My toes actually start here. That's what that stitch mark is for. There's a kitty before it. The pattern is actually knit toe up. But when I went to cast them on and I realised that it was quite late at night, I was like, oh, I can't even think about comprehending how to do toe up right now. Like, I started reading it and I started to get ready to YouTube how to do it, and I was like, nah, surely I can just knit it cuff down, and instead of knitting the chart from the bottom up, I knit it from the top down. And that's what I did. So that worked out quite well. I am halfway through knitting the heel. So yeah, I also added this cute little pink and grey. There's like 3 rounds in there that I decided to do something. I was just knitting away on them in bed while watching Squid Game with my husband, and I was like, oh, it was quite dark in here because it's my bedroom. It was quite dark while watching TV. I was like, oh, it's just going to be a plain grey sock. I've got this pink that I just need to use like 5 stitches for the nose. What if I add a little bit of pink detail in there? And I did it, and my husband and I were like, it's so cute, we love it so much. And I got the next morning and saw the grey in proper light. I was like, well, the grey is not boring at all. But I'm still glad I added the pink in because it is quite cute. So the grey here is dyed by me. This is my concrete colourway. That's what my daughter named it. And as you can see, it's not just plain grey. There is quite a bit of different tones in there. This is on Nundle Woolen Mills sock yarn. I love dyeing this. I decided I wanted to knit some up before the Shawlography started because this purple colour here is the same base, and I wanted to see how it knits up before I actually committed to the shawl and using it in the shawl. It was a dream to dye and a dream to skein up and a dream to wind, so I kind of assumed it would be a dream to knit. I was right. It is absolutely beautiful. All right, so what did I do for this? Okay, so because I wanted to do an afterthought heel, because that's just my go-to, and I like knitting like the tube and then cutting the heel in, because I find it's my best way to get a good fitting foot. I had to do a bit of reverse math. So I knew that the chart was like 30 rounds, and I know that my toe is 1.5 inches long. So I kind of did 30 up the top here. I measured how many inches that would be, and it's something like, I feel like it was 2.25 inches. No, sorry, it was just under 2 inches. It was like 1.8 inches or something, for 30 rounds. So I knew that I would need that plus the toes. And then I would need to minus that from all my normal mouth and stuff to figure out where the heel went. Basically what I did was I kind of guessed, put a stitch marker in where I thought it was going to be. I was 1 round out. So that was pretty good. No, sorry, I was 3 rounds out because I'd counted 20 from the top of the pink. I am blathering about this so much. I'm so sorry. This made sense to me in my brain. Anyway, I originally counted 20 rows on top of the pink and went, that's where my heel will be. But then when I did the math, it was actually 20 rounds from the bottom of the pink. So that worked out perfectly. So I've just got to finish the heel and that's a sock done. It was a super quick knit. Chart's really easy to follow. The only mistake I made was that I did like the first 2 stitches for the dark grey, and then I forgot to carry my yarn through the rest of the round because I forgot that that's what I was doing. So it is a bit of a mess on the inside. I'll see if I can show you. I'm not proud of it. The second sock will be better, but I haven't really done stuff like this before. So I think for my first time, I'm not hard on myself with those kind of things. It's a learning curve and they're for me. So yeah, this is the front and I can tell that because there's pink for the nose. And you'll see where my mistake was, where I had to kind of carry the yarn up and diagonal. I've got it looped in there. So I remember to kind of weave it in with my other floats. So weird saying floats. I've never done something with floats before. Oh, I half did a skull top for my daughter once and she outgrew it before I finished it. So I had to frog the whole thing. But yeah, that's the front of the sock with the nose. Got to weave all these ends in. I don't mind weaving ends, to be honest. I find it really satisfying. And that's my back of the sock, which worked out much neater. I'm quite happy with how loose they are. Nothing feels overly tight. Nothing's pulling in on the sides, I've noticed. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I will obviously block these. I don't normally block my socks because a lot of them are vanilla socks at the moment. But I will block these just because I want to make sure those floats don't have too much tension in them. So yeah. That's my kitty socks. I'm very impressed with those. I think I will have those finished by, I'd like to say by next week, but Shawlography starts tonight, so who knows. But yes, that's my complicated sock project at the moment. So let me show you my, yarn first. So you know that's by me, Underwool Mills. The pink is from the Budgie Smugglers sock set from Melbourne City Dye Works. It's only a 10 gram mini, I think, but I weighed it before and I've still got 8 left and I've already done those 3 rounds and half a heel. So I think I'll be fine. Oh, and a nose. And the dark grey is Cascade Yarns Heritage. They're 75/25 sock yarn. And the colour number is 5736. I don't think it has an actual colour name. But yeah, there we go. Let's pop that away. I have that in, and I'm using stitch markers by her as well. A bag by Mavis Castlemaine. Megan does really cute bags. It is super, super roomy in there, which I absolutely love. And it holds everything really well together. It stitches up very nicely with its drawstring. And yeah, nice and squishy, but keeps its shape, which I love. I can fit the pattern in there as well, so that's a bonus. That was the other thing I was going to say, the mistake I made. Don't do this, guys. I forgot that there are 2 socks to a pair. And so I've highlighted the entire chart. Every time I did like a couple of rounds, I highlighted those rounds. So now I have this entire orange chart. And I'm like, well, what am I going to do with the second sock now? How do I mark that off? So I think I'm just going to have to tick down the side or something. Or I don't know. I'll figure it out. All right. simple sock. So last week when I showed this to you, I had to put the heel in. I had picked up like half my stitches to be able to cut the heel in, and I ended up just sitting down and smashing it out one evening. I can't even remember what I was watching with my husband, but we were watching something and I smashed out the heel. And then I completely forgot to cast on the next sock. But yes, these are my Bears Scheepjes socks, because this main self-striping is Scheepjes Downtown in the Morning Mist colourway, which is very, very pretty. And then the cuffs, heels and toes is a purple mini from Obsession Yarn's Berry Bunch minis. So yes, the heel went down very nicely, and I like that. Well, I don't love it, to be honest, where the heel ended up needing to be cut in. I would have preferred to do like midway through that dark purple so there was a bit more contrast, but it's where her foot measured, unfortunately, and they fit her perfectly and she loves them. So this is a 64 stitch sock. She doesn't like things really close to her skin, so I did make it a bit roomier than what it needs to be. It still fits, it's not going to fall down and be all slouchy, but it's not as well fitted as it could be either. So yeah, she's probably got room to grow if her leg decides to get wider. It won't, it'll get longer before it gets wider, but she does have quite a large foot. My foot is 10 inches, her foot is 8, so she's only got 2 inches to go and we will have the same size feet. And her dad has 11.5-inch feet, so yeah, feeling a bit sorry for the poor girl. She's almost 7, and yeah, well, I think we'll be sharing shoes before we know it. So yeah, that's those. I'm knitting those on a 2.5, and it's just the tube socks that I like to do and cut the heel in afterwards. I love doing an afterthought heel. I find it really relaxing to just sit there and be able to do the whole tube and then pop the socks on. I like not having to stop, and I don't love picking up the stitches for the heel flap and gusset. I know that sounds ridiculous considering I pick up the stitches from the tube to cut the heel in, but I find that neater and easier than picking up stitches along the side of the heel flap. I'm having some English breakfast tea today. I was going to make myself a coffee, but I've already had 2 today. I just love him so much. I got him from Coles, and he makes me so happy. I don't know why. It was this, a bat, or a pumpkin, and it was a very close call between this and the pumpkin, but I have a thing for skulls, and I don't think it's going away anytime soon. I just think they are awesome. So yes, he makes me very happy. And it's a very light mug considering how big it is. Yum. I love English breakfast tea. Actually, I love the Melbourne breakfast tea from T2. That is the best breakfast tea. Alright, I've done that. Okay, so I do have another project that I'm doing for the Cat Along by Mel from Down Under Dyer. I am doing the Brioche Kitty Hat by Suzanne Summers. So I have that in an avocado bag, but it's from Mel and it's got a cat on it, so I figure it's safe. I am using, I'll tell you the yarns before I show you the actual project, for a reason. There's a method to my madness. This is Awkward Family Photo by Red Riding Hood Yarns. They don't dye anymore, I don't think. From New Zealand, if I'm not mistaken. It's 200 grams of DK weight yarn here, so that's why the cake is so huge, and I also tried to cake it up quite loosely, considering I'm knitting it from the middle like a noob. So lots of reds and blues, a little bit of purple where the red and the blue have mixed together, a little bit of grey, which I love. And this is Ariella by Obsession Yarns. Marie dyes beautiful yarn and it's so fluffy. Like, look how much fluff there is on top there. This one I'm knitting from the outside, so I have had no tangles or knots from this whatsoever. Now, the reason I'm showing you the yarns first is because you can see how similar they are in colour, and I did that deliberately. Now, with this pattern that I'm doing, you knit one round with just this yarn, and the next round you knit both together. So all of the mohair ends up on the inside of the beanie, not the outside, after you've done the cuff. So that's why you will notice a slight colour variation in the beanie. If I show you this side with my kitty cat on it. So that's the cuff there, from about there down. And I can tell you that's the cuff from there down because I can see where the mohair stops being on the outside, because it is slightly, just slightly lighter down here. But that could also just be because I'm so used to looking at it that I can see it. Children interruptions, delightful. Are saying that maybe I can tell that because I've been staring at this project for so long. It is very obvious to me in real life where the mohair stops being on the outside and it's only on the inside. But I don't know if that's coming across. Yeah, see, I feel like you can see it right there, and you can see that this is just slightly darker. So then when you fold the brim up, all that gorgeous mohair on the inside provides just a slightly lighter contrast to the rest of the yarn. Now I could have done high contrast mohair and like speckled yarn or something. I could have done like, I've got a hot pink mohair and I could have partnered that with a much higher contrast yarn, but I needed a particular amount of a DK weight yarn and I don't have a lot of DK, so my options were quite limited. But I'm really happy with how it's turning out, and no one in my house can decide who it's for yet. So it is just kind of, everyone tries it on, and keep asking me who it's for. I don't know who it's for. I think it's just going to be another one of those, sorry Jazzy, the yarn's tickling her ear. I think it's just going to be another one of those beanies that sits in the house and everyone can wear it. My husband might not want to once it's got cat ears on it. So yes, it's going to have kitty ears eventually. Very relaxing knit. It's just pearls and slips for one and knits and slips for the other. And I love it. So that will be done hopefully soon. Who knows? I'm literally just knitting on these when I get the time at the moment. Now that we're back at school, my knitting time has reduced compared to what it was like on the school holidays. So yeah, that's in my avocado bag. Fits very nicely considering that's a 200 gram skein of DK in there. All right, my next project, I told you I've been knitting a lot. I haven't finished anything, but I've been knitting a lot. My next project is a long-standing whip. I started this, I honestly couldn't tell you. It was either really, really early this year or even possibly late last year. Got quite a bit in here, so let's take this out. So I decided ages and ages ago to cast on the Grain Shawl by Tin Can Knits as my first, no, it wasn't my first. I had already knitted a shawl for my husband's nana before that. But yeah, I wanted like a big fingering weight shawl. So the Grain Shawl is what I decided on after seeing Hannah from Rosehip Island had a very similar shawl that had like a main colour and then like 5 colours strapped into it, and it was really pretty. And I purchased 5 sparkle minis from Melbourne City Dye Works, which were the plan to use for this. And then I've shown these before, so this is these. There's the 5 sparkle minis. They're very pretty. And then I purchased this Empathy from Dragonfly Yarn to go with it. So it was neutral enough to go with everything, but also pretty enough on its own. So yeah, very much they all go together. But here's my problem. So I was knitting away, saw this ball next to the minis and went, oh, it's gotten quite small. Maybe I need to start thinking about strapping my minis in. So I did, and I started with the blue. And that is how that looks, and it looks very pretty. I like how bright it is against the Empathy. Yeah, I just love it. And then I went to add the red and went, I'm not happy. I'm not happy with the red. I feel like it's a colour I don't wear a lot of red. I just feel like I won't wear this even though it's not up against my skin. Red's not really my colour. I'm just not sure about the red. So I went hunting through my minis and I found this beautiful purpley. It's actually got tones of pink in it as well, but it's beautiful purple. Could not even tell you where this is from, to be honest. It's from my stash. A lot of my minis that I haven't bought in packs have been like freebies that come with orders, and they're not always labelled, so sometimes they just kind of get thrown into my cubes, and I use them a lot for my sock cuffs and stuff like that. So yeah, I've got this beautiful purple, no idea where it's from. So Yep, and then the other one I decided to add in was this grey, which I think is from, ooh, nope, another unlabeled stash one. So that's a light grey. So it's going to go the blue, the purple, the pink, the grey, and then the yellow. And then we're going to go back to, see if I can squish up the empathy. So I think that's going to look quite nice. I like the pops are bright with the yellow and the blue. And the purple's quite bright too, I guess. I like the neutrals of the pink and the grey. I think it's going to look really, really pretty, and it's something I will wear way more than if I had popped the red and the goldy brown in. Actually, I quite like the goldy brown. It just didn't quite go with the new colours that I decided on. So what I'm going to use these for now are Christmas socks, because they are cute and they are sparkly and they will be perfect for cuffs. They will look very, very cute. So yeah, that's something I'm working on, and the reason I'm working on it so much at the moment is because it has my needles that I need for Shawlography on it. Like, I'm not going to be done by tonight. These are going to have to come off and go into spare needles. But these are my 3.5s ChowGoo needles, and I need those for the Stephen West mystery knit along. And once I realised that, I did try and convince myself that I would try and get the shawl finished before the mystery shawl. That's not happening, so that's fine. But I will pop it on other needles and keep knitting on it, because I feel like I need something with lots of stockinette. No, this isn't garter stitch, sorry. Lots and lots of garter stitch and some yarn overs for the simplicity of it once I do start the mystery knit along. Speaking of mystery knit along, my yarns are right behind me. The reason they're right behind me is because I need to show you my lazy swatch. Sorry, I just got really thirsty for a second. It should be okay. It should be okay. I'm not 110% convinced it should be okay, but we're going to hope and pray that it'll be okay. So I just grabbed one of my, I've got like a motivational cards set that I got for Christmas last year. And I grabbed one of those cards to do my lazy swatch. And this is it. Now this actually looks pretty good, but when I originally did it, as I'm wrapping this speckled here, this one, you can see the tones of pink in it. And when I was swatching it around the card, and even right now here in this light, not so much in the camera light, I can see a lot of pink, and it's making it look very similar to the light pink. I took a black and white photo, which I'll pop in here, and I'm not overly impressed with the contrast between the two colours. I could do them side by side and see how much contrast there is, but I can kind of tell already that there's not a high contrast between them. But I don't know what order our colours are supposed to be in, so I'm hoping it will be okay. And if not, I really want to use the speckled one. I know we're not really supposed to be using speckles, it's supposed to be a lot of tonals and stuff, but the speckles is quite pretty and I do really like it. So if I have to, one of them will be replaced if I really, really need to, depending on colour placement and everything. I have plenty of other colours that can go in, so it's not a huge deal, but yeah, I could replace it with a light purple, which might work. Lots of colours I could pop in there. But yes, that's my lazy swatch. I really like them all together, and if I wasn't worried about contrast, this wouldn't even be an issue because they do look very pretty. I'm very impressed. This purple here is Deja Vu, dyed by me, named by my daughter. This light pink is Shell by Dragonfly Yarn. The blue is Night Sky by Down Under Dyer. The speckled is Delicate by Maximu Yarns, and the grey is Fogbound by Dyed by Hand. So yeah, I'm very excited to use all those, and the cast on is apparently tonight. It is going to be in Amsterdam time, I think, but our clue here in Australia has been released at 8:30. No, my Google said 9 o'clock actually, but around 8:30. But we've got like daylight savings and stuff, so I know that means different things for different people in different states. So maybe just give it a Google. It's supposed to be 6 EDT, 6 a.m. EDT. So I have no idea. Yeah. All right, that's that. I have a couple of pretty new things to show you guys, and then I'm going to announce the winner of last episode's giveaway. All right, first things first, because I've already told you that I'm in love with all things Halloweeny at the moment. Speaking of, I just bought some Halloween bags today from Patil Knits. I will link her down below. She hasn't officially launched yet. She launches next week. But she decided to do a little Halloween pre-order thing. So I'll link her Etsy shop down below so you can go check them out because they look amazing. And I've got these beautiful Halloween stitch markers from Just a Little Corgi. Look at that little corgi bum. Yes, I absolutely love them and my daughters are obsessed. And I think I need to use this one for the cat along. So I still have one more thing I want to cast on, which is the Rosewater Tea by the Black Cat Knitting Company. And it's a black cat and a pumpkin. So I think I have to use it. So that's those. This, some beautiful minis from the Knittin' Kitten. So I will link that shop below as well. This is the this is Belle and the Beast, I think, or Beauty and the Beast minis collection. So got all the colours of the dresses and stuff that she wore throughout the movie, which I love. I kind of get really annoyed when people constantly focus on the yellow dress that she wore when she only was in that dress for like one scene. Like she wore the blue and the white dress for a lot more of the movie than she wore the yellow one, but you know, all Belle costumes are the yellow dress and all Belle things that you buy are the yellow dress, and I just gets me so mad. Anyway, so yeah, those are the minis. I had to buy them because I love Beauty and the Beast themed things. And speaking of Beauty and the Beast themed things, this is the Beauty and the Beast themed sock set from Tiny Toadstool Cottage. I feel like I need to say that again. Tiny Toadstool Cottage. There we go. So you can see the blues and the yellows and the brown for the beast with the yellow mini. I absolutely love this. Look at this. Ready? It is so squishy. I cannot believe how squishy this is. So that's going to be a pair of socks for me because I deserve to have some Beauty and the Beast on my feet and remind me of my darling husband every time I look down and have nice warm toasty toes. It's actually called, sorry, the sock set's called A Beast Can Be Tamed, and the mini is Marigold. So it is elf fingering base. 100 grams is 400 meters. The mini is 20 grams, which is 80 meters, and it is, I'm going to, 70% merino, 30% silk. There's no nylon in this. That's going to be my first pair of socks that won't be nylon based. I think that might explain the squish factor and why it's so soft. It's going to be glorious. I know some people get nervous about knitting socks without nylon in them, but I think if you're not hard wearing on your socks, it should be fine. I do wear my hand knit socks, but they are always inside my slippers. I very rarely wear them around on our hardwood floors, and I don't think I've ever worn them outside the house. So yeah. And then because I can't resist, I also got this one, which is a Mermaid's Kiss on Sprite fingerings. This one does have nylon in it. 100 grams is 422 meters. 75% fine superwash merino wool, 25% nylon. So pretty. That's also going to be socks for me. And because I apparently can't have enough stitch markers in my life, I got a spider. Because who doesn't love spiders? My husband doesn't love spiders, but yeah. And then I got a Princess Fairy Tale set in purple with a purple bead because I don't have a lot of purple stitch markers. So there's a crown. I'll try and do this thing. Let's see, there's it's reversed for me, so I can't really. There we go. There's a crown and a love heart, the rose, slipper, the shoe, and a castle. So they are very, very cute, and I highly recommend you go check out Jane's store on Etsy. I will link it all below because her yarn is just beautiful. And speaking of her beautiful yarn, that is the prize for the giveaway today. So this is the A Beast Can Be Tamed sock set. There is her card in there as well. She packaged it up all beautifully for us. So, and there's a tea bag in there as well, so you will get this. Disney Princess, I shouldn't say Disney because it's probably not Disney, but Princess stitch markers from Colourway Collective. And this is Mrs. Potts and Chip minis from the Knit and Kitten. So they are just so perfect, and I thought they matched so nicely with the yarn, with the blues and the yellows and whatnot. So that will be part of the giveaway. I did draw it right before I started recording because the recording's on my phone, and that's where I did the comment picker. Congratulations to Casey here. You have won these 3 beautiful prizes, and I will send them all to you as soon as you email me or message me on Instagram and let me know all your details. I am so excited. Congratulations. Your comment was lovely. Thank you so much. Casey here commented about how she's trying to keep her children away from screens as well, because it is a struggle I face with remote learning. We spend a lot more time in front of screens than we ever have. So she had some lovely suggestions in there, and it was beautiful to read. So thank you very much. I am so sorry that I didn't get to comment on anyone, like reply to anyone's comments. I didn't want to mess up the giveaway, like prize picker thing. But I will jump on there tonight and reply to everyone's comments because they were so beautiful. So many of you gave me beautiful anniversary wishes or let me know some really interesting things about yourselves, and just said all around beautiful things. So thank you so much for your comments. It meant the world to me. Thank you so much. I have been smiling like a doofus all week. So yeah, I don't think there's gonna be much blather because it's the first week back at school. I have been working my butt off. That's it. I haven't been reading anything. I haven't been watching anything. My husband watched Squid Game, but I decided I valued knitting and sleeping more than that. I did finish my gauge swatch for Astrid of Water and Wool's entwined beanie. I'll pop a photo here of my bunny wearing it because I actually did the gauge swatch in a way so that it could be a headband after I'd finished. So I'll pop that here, but I'll blank out her face. It turned out beautiful. The yarns are perfect together, so I'm going to try and cast that on this weekend and hopefully have something to show you guys next week. Next week, I think we'll hopefully do a podcast again on Friday because I am not on site next week. I'm on site the week after, which will be my birthday. Is my birthday only 2 weeks away? No, today's the 8th. My birthday's 2 weeks away. There you go. I'm thinking of doing a giveaway on Instagram for that actually, because it's so we had my anniversary last Friday. My birthday's in 2 Fridays time. And then like 4 days after that is a year of the podcast. So I'm going to do a birthday giveaway on Instagram, and then I'll do another giveaway on here to celebrate the podcast turning 1. I can't believe I've been doing this for almost a whole year. It's crazy. And that's all thanks to you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and commenting and liking and subscribing. I never thought that I would be able to jump on here and find this community, and just I've made so many friends, and I'm so thankful for every little bit of effort you put in just watching or listening or liking, subscribing, all that stuff. Thank you so much. I'm not like rubbing my leg or anything. My dog is down here. Like there's an ear. I promise. It's not weird. What was I gonna say? Nope, drawing a total blank. Working, that's it. Birthday giveaways. I have no idea what I'm gonna do for the 1 year giveaway. I'm sure I'll find some things. That's what I was gonna say, because I said I was gonna do a giveaway on Instagram. If you want to find me on Instagram, I am Bookshooksandyarn on Instagram. I am Bookshooksandyarn on Ravelry. My email is bookshooksyandyarn@gmail.com if you ever need to contact me. Other than that, you can find me here because I like to come on here and share my big love of knitting in this very small space on the internet. All right, I'm going to leave it here, guys, because it's Friday afternoon. My kids are just wanting to go out and scoot in the court, so I suppose I'll go do that with them before dinner. Have a wonderful weekend. For those of you casting on the Shawlography, I can't wait to see. Don't forget to not give away any spoilers. I don't think I will actually be talking about it on here. I'm not sure what the rules are for that, so I will have to check with that. It doesn't matter because after the first week I'm going to be so far behind. It's not going to matter anyway. There'll be no spoilers here. Okay, I'm going to go. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I will see you next week, and until then, look after yourselves mentally, socially, physically, mentally, emotionally. I might have said that twice because all of that is important, and so are you. Bye. Bye.